So, when I analyze my learners, my student population is fourth graders. They are about 20% ESL. They utilize Chromebooks and technology daily. For their knowledge and skills, I incorporated a self check where they rated themselves at the beginning so that I could figure out their prior knowledge about copyright. Some of the state standards and objectives are that I can explain what copyright is and abide by copyright laws. I can respect the intellectual property of others, and I can cite resources used in my research and visual presentations. Some strategies and resources. I used a Google Slide presentation, which I then integrated and used with Pear Deck. Um, the Google Slide presentation in itself has a video embedded in there where they can get more information about how to get images that are labeled for reuse and labeled for reuse with modification with Google. And there are different links on how to get to Creative Commons and Photos for Class so that they would be able to explore a little bit more after the presentation is complete. And that could be put into their Google Classroom. Now with Pear Deck, there's a lot more integrated in there where it's more hands-on and I can then analyze their learning and how they're doing with understanding as we go in real time. So when I utilize the resources, my preview with the resources was I'm pretty good with Pear Deck. I've used it many times, and so I kind of know how it works and how to look at the different answers and questions that it has. I'm really proficient in Google, especially Google Slides, but I wanted to incorporate Pear Deck because it is so interactive. And the teacher slash librarian has control over which slide they're on and can control what they see at that time. Google Slide is also there and available in case Wi-Fi goes out, because we all know that technology tends to go out at times. So that Google Slide option is there to where it can be viewed offline, and that way the librarian can still continue to make the presentation available even if there are Wi-Fi issues. So in order to prepare resources, the students have their own Chromebooks. It's one-to-one Chromebooks, so they bring their Chromebooks to the library, but the library will also have extra devices on hand in case something happens. The teacher or librarian will have their computer with a projector to project the results of surveys, questions, and give real-time feedback, or to reteach. To prepare the environment, the kids will be sitting at tables with Chromebooks, and there will be dim lighting so that the projector and the screen can be viewed. To prepare learners, the first couple of slides introduces the subject matter, why it's important, and also introduces any vocabulary that is not previously known. Learner participation. The reason that I use Pear Deck is because it requires interactive participation. I can see who is answering certain questions and how they are answering in order to give immediate real-time feedback. If most of the class is not understanding something, I can reteach at that exact moment. Students are also keeping track because I am in control of the slides, so they can't go ahead or go back to slides or mess around while I am giving that presentation. It also incorporates different types of participation. For example, one of my slides, I have them draw a line to which column certain things would go to fair use or not fair use. Another example is there are some questions embedded, a multiple choice question, true or false question. And at the beginning, there is a scale that they have to rate themselves on. And so when I see the results, then I can see, oh, okay, many people are here right in the middle, or this class has no idea what's going on. I need to make sure that they really understand. Again, if technology fails us, a Google slide presentation can be presented, which still contains videos students can watch, links they can click to explore, and text boxes that can be manipulated to check understanding. This can be effectively done by inserting the slide presentation into Google Classroom and going over it with them. If you make a copy of the slide presentation for each student, then that could help with the librarian seeing exactly which students are understanding and which ones are not. In order to evaluate, I have decided to do a quick little research in the library about echidnas. So after they do a couple of questions that check their vocabulary, their knowledge of vocabulary, they will do a quick research of echidnas and create a 2-slide presentation to see if they've mastered copyright learning objectives. They'll be evaluated by the following rubric. So they are required to have 2 slides. The first slide will contain the topic. It'll contain at least 3 images and 3 facts, which have to come from 3 different sources. And then the second slide is the reference slide where I make sure that they have cited all the sources that they have used. So it will determine whether they have understood how to cite and which images need to have citing and which ones do not. So that is the Assure model. Thank you so much.